Hello everybody, Flamin' Shark back with another video, and you might notice things are a little bit different. You might notice the camera looks different, it probably looks better, my lighting probably looks better, everything. I probably even sound better. You'll notice this mic, don't worry, this mic is not gonna be there during the reaction portion of the video. But I've completely redone my setting. It's actually the exact same lighting setup, but I'm using a different camera. I am using a pretty relatively high-end webcam. I've been messing around forever to finally get like just the lighting and the visuals where I want them to be and everything, and I finally figured that out. I have a setup where I'm using a mic that's separate from that, which you'll see here, and it's weird, right? Because the setup was kind of tricky, and I don't necessarily think I have for the portion of the video where I'm just talking to you guys and we're not actually reacting to anything. I think it's going to be a situation where you guys are going to see the mic here on the bottom of the screen, and there isn't really a whole lot necessarily I could do about that. But when we set up for the reaction setting, the mic won't be on the screen at all. The reason the mic, because this setup is designed for when I'm over here and I'm doing the reaction and the screen, the videos over here. So it's designed for that. I'll probably talk about this in the coming videos, and hopefully you guys really enjoy the quality bump. Hopefully everything looks really crispy. Hopefully everything sounds really crispy, because these are the same mic. So this is basically the microphone setup that I would do for my non-camera videos. So these should sound very similar to my Danganronpa and Fate Let's Play videos. But now I've worked out a full setup that involves, one, the camera probably looking better, and two, me using the microphone the microphone setup and everything that I use for my Let's Play videos. Because obviously I've worked a bunch of stuff, and this was another thing I kind of wanted to surprise you guys, and just you find out, you watch one of your videos, or maybe you even see the thumbnail looking a little extra crispy or something, and I kind of wanted to surprise you guys in the videos of whatever video you watch, that this was the other thing that was keeping videos kind of back, because I've been working on this new setup, and I've been trying to get everything to actually like be good, and for the most part it sucked. I have to get used to looking at this camera. It's very weird, because it's a weird situation, because with the camera that I was using previously, I have three camera options. I have like my phone, I have a full-blown like fancy camera, and I have the webcam. Of the three options, this is the only option where the actual recording device doesn't show me a preview. In the preview, I'm looking at my screen. I'm looking at OBS on the side here on my computer, so it's this weird setup here, but that I'm not used to just staring at a webcam that doesn't show me myself back. But I'm really excited for this, and I hope you guys enjoy the quality bump. I think every video moving forward, assuming for no reason I go back to my old situation, all the videos will be like this, with the exception of the first reaction to the Monogatari replacement series. That was recorded a little while back, and because of that, it will be a situation where that will be on the old setup, so it won't look as crispy or sound as crispy. But other than that, I think all the videos coming from this point on will be in this format, besides the Let's Plays, which will be in the normal format. Although, this format does actually lend itself to possibly doing the Let's Plays with face cam. I don't know if I necessarily would want to do that, but it's certainly an option. I don't know how you guys, I know some people have wanted that from the Let's Play videos, but that's irrelevant. This is kind of a pseudo mini update for why I'm looking and sounding a little crispier than normal, but whatever the case may be, we're here to react to Book 4, Chapters 5, 6, and 7 of The Dragon Prince. I'm super excited to do this because of all the stuff I've been doing, both in my life and also working on this setup, and just getting everything set up, because like I said, this was way more of a hassle than you'd think it might be. There was actually a lot that went into this, and getting everything perfect, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I don't know if it's perfect, but it's pretty good. So hopefully you guys like how everything's looking. But I'm definitely really excited for this. I thought the first 4 chapters of book 4 were fantastic. I really enjoyed the direction the story took. And while I thought it was really stupid that Rayla came back so quickly into the story when they made such a big deal, they kind of built the entire setup on the Callum side about Rayla's departure, and then she comes back so quickly, there wasn't nearly enough time to let it breathe. I feel like it should have used at least book 4, but given the fact that they want to advance the plot in the ways that they are, I definitely understand it. I think they've certainly very quickly turned Viren into one of the most interesting characters in the series. I think his post book 3 story arc that they're doing with him is really cool. Obviously, we got to really, for the first time in the show, properly meet Aaravos in episode 4, and that was fantastic. Him possessing Callum and breaking the mirror and all that fun stuff was awesome. Obviously, let me actually check my notes because I always forget her name. Janai. Janai's having issues, of course. She wants to get married to Amaya, and of course there's several factors that go into that make it a little awkward, because while political relationships, especially between royalty of various houses or species in this case, isn't necessarily uncommon, given the precedence of what's been happening in the world, it does potentially give the wrong kind of symbols to her people, and that's certainly a concern that's going on there, and that could lead to some nasty stuff, and there's already tension between the two sides in that camp, so there's definitely a lot going on there, and I'm definitely really curious to see how we progress along. More focus again on what Viren and co are doing, more stuff with Callum and all of them kind of chilling with the dragon queen and all those fuckers, and trying to figure out what to do about Aaravos and all that, and how this is all going to come together. And I don't even think it's all going to come together until at least next book, because this is very much, I wouldn't even necessarily call this transitional. I thought this was going to be more transitional than it is. The pace is actually going a little faster than I expected, but it's certainly we're moving towards the future, and we're moving towards the big things that'll happen later on in the season. Not even in the season, in the series. So I'm excited. Not a whole lot else to say. Like I said, the bigger thing to note isn't even the actual series, which, like I said, 1 to 4 was really good. But the fact that, again, new setup. You'll notice I'm a little orange over here. When I go over here, I get a little less orange, and as you can see, I'm able to move the mic just a little off screen, so when we get into reaction mode, my mic is assuredly not on screen. Where this gets a little iffy is I don't have much room for my notes. I managed to just kind of squeeze it in, and hopefully this works out. So I've kind of done some tests and stuff, but this is the first recording with this setup, so hopefully everything goes well. I'll be kind of facing a little more towards kind of just straight on, but it will kind of be a similar angle, maybe a slightly better angle than most of my other videos. But yeah, let's see how this goes. I'm really excited. So the other thing is that I won't have to make cuts, so I'll be making cuts if I need more water or something, but I don't need to make cuts just for the sake of it. So all right. Let's jump into Book 4, Chapter 5 of The Dragon Prince in 3, 2, 1, and play. And the two potatoes. They kind of made me think of the, Alright. Well, that was fun. That was episode... episode 5 of... Yeah, this is the awkward part of it. It's the transitional part where I have to literally move the mic with me. But yeah, that was episode 5 of The Dragon Prince, Book 4. That was The Great Gates. That was a fun episode. I think that was one of the weaker episodes of Season 4 so far, but definitely was fun. I definitely enjoyed the situation with I definitely enjoyed the situation with Viren and Soren and Claudia and Terry. I thought that was pretty cool. They had some pretty fun times. We got to see them chilling. We got to see them end up finding out that they're heading to the same place that our protagonists, Callum and Rayla and Soren and Ezrin, are going. So we have a potential where maybe at the end of the season we're going to see Callum, Rayla, Ezrin, Soren, Viren, Claudia, and Terry kind of all meet. They're going to all come together at, shit. It was like Region Tour or something. It was something Tour. I've already forgotten. Fuck. This is... But you guys know what I'm trying to say, so it's not really that important. But yeah, that was a very solid episode. I definitely enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't think that was one of the really strong ones, but it was the middle episode of the season. That was episode 5, so we had 4 in the last video, and we still have 4 left in the season, 2 more in this one, and then we, of course, have the finale in the next Dragon Prince reaction. But I definitely had a lot of fun with that episode, and I hope you guys did as well. It was definitely a good one. We got more development on Callum and his kind of complicated feelings. The fact that while he certainly has complicated feelings over Rayla and his relationship with Rayla, he's actually even more focused right now on the whole situation with Aaravos. And it makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because he had the whole Aaravos situation, and that was fucked up. Like, imagine getting, it's one of those things you see in fiction sometimes, but I don't think we really put enough stock into the idea of possession, right? And how much that would just, like, fuck with you. Like, that's a fucking crazy thing to happen to someone, and it's really interesting, I think. So I definitely find that, interesting to kind of see how he's trying to deal with the fact that he literally was possessed by basically the big bad, basically, and that they haven't really discussed it much with what Aaravos actually said, but Aaravos heavily implied that Callum is going to kind of be integral to his success, and there is going to be that link. And, Callum is very similar to Viren in a lot of ways, so you can definitely see the parallel, and they kind of directly... Aaravos kind of directly brought it up, and he sees, a lot of potential, I guess you could say, in Callum, and sees him being a big part of his future. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that develops. Like I said, I think they could do some really crazy stuff with this story down the line. I don't think we're going to see those type of developments this season. It feels like the rest of the season is going to be focused on getting to the dragon, and then for both Viren's group and Callum's group, and then them probably all meeting there, and that's probably going to be whatever chaos comes of that is probably going to be the book 4 finale, and then we leave off until whenever we're getting the next season, which I assume won't be that long. Obviously we had the really long hiatus, partially because of COVID, and partially I think just because we had finished the first section of the series. But I get the feeling that the coming books 5, 6, and 7 will not be that far apart. I kind of imagine it in a similar sense to like certain other Netflix things in the past, like the way like Voltron was released, for example, or even She-Ra, where I don't necessarily think there's going to be that much of a gap before we get the next couple books, as opposed to obviously book 4 having had come out a couple years after book 3. Like when I started this show, we had books 1, 2, and 3 for quite a while, and it has been quite a while since that time when I reacted to the series, and that was just straight in the middle of the overall hiatus of the series, and now we're finally back with a new season of the Dragon Prince. But really good stuff. I enjoyed it. I didn't think that was a crazy episode, but a good start to the set, and I'm excited for episode 6, so I think we might as well just jump right in to book 4, episode 6 of The Dragon Prince. And this is where it's fun, because I don't have to make any cuts or anything. I just have to kind of rearrange. Yep, just kind of rearrange my stuff here. And there's like a few, there's like 20 seconds I could probably cut out of this. But it's kind of fun, I think, to show you guys the unedited footage too. So, it's kind of a dub either way. I just got to get used to this. Okay. Okay. Yep. All right. Let's jump into Book 4, Episode 6, The Drakewood, which, makes sense given where we left off. So let's check it out in 3, 2, 1, and play. Yep. That'll do it for Season 4, Episode 6 of The Dragon Prince. Beautiful, beautiful times. Alrighty. We are back once again, and we have one more episode left in this set. It's going to be interesting with that ending with Claudia and Soren. That it was weird because the way her hair was, it looked like her in every way except like her hair was kind of in a different. The way it looked like her hair was different, so I was almost like, is it someone that just looks like her, and he's just like tripping out and like gonna have a moment where he kind of shows how much he misses Claudia? But no, it was actually Claudia, and that makes sense. I mean, based on they are kind of on Viren's group and Callum's group are kind of on converging paths, and if anything, they kind of just missed each other because of an awkward situation there. But yeah. That was episode 6 of the Dragon Prince Book 3. I thought that was a better episode than 5. I really enjoyed the tribunal. I thought the quote-unquote C-plot stuff was really good. It actually went somewhere in this episode. That was kind of the main focus, even though we got a bunch of stuff with Callum and Soren and, all of those potatoes. Pretty much, I would say the one plot that was kind of the C plot of this episode was Claudia's plot with Viren and all that, and Terry. Like, they didn't really have much focus in this episode. It was pretty much split between the Callum, their stuff, and the stuff with Amaya. So, that was pretty cool. I definitely liked that. We are kind of leading towards Kareem, heel turning on his sister and potentially trying to assassinate the queen and become the king. Very, very, fantasy book 101 shit right there. I wasn't sure if we were going that far. It was clear that he's been thinking about it, but, the Dragon Prince is pretty mature, so, like, I didn't necessarily think that they would shy away from that as a concept. And it would be really interesting to see how that whole thing plays out and, like, kind of divides everyone, right? Because obviously the humans are going to side with, what the fuck, Janai. I'm really struggle to remember her name for whatever reason. Obviously the humans will side with Janai, one because of Maya, obviously, but also just, Janai showed mercy to the architect girl, so it makes a lot of sense, right? But where do the elves actually fall in this? Like, would they side more with Janai or would they side more with Kareem? I think that's actually really interesting. And if anything, they'll probably split. But, maybe they'll show unity to their, to their queen and her message got through, or maybe not. I could definitely see them going either direction with that, but definitely really interesting stuff. Definitely enjoyed that episode quite a bit. And, yeah, it was fun. Like I said, a good episode, stronger than episode 5. I still think that wasn't like a super amazing episode. I think the first set had some really strong episodes. This one's been a little weaker, but I do think episode 6 was definitely stronger than episode 5. And I'm super hyped for stuff with Claudia and Soren. That definitely lends itself to a really interesting episode 7 that will end our set and leave us just 2 episodes away from the finale after we do episode 7. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm definitely excited to see what that has in store for us. And it should be a lot of fun because this show's been really fun. I'm really enjoying The Dragon Prince Book 4. It's been great. I really like this show. This is kind of one of those more for me, it's one of my more under the radar Western series that I follow. I don't think about it a lot. Obviously, when I was doing the series, I thought about it a lot because it's one of my, weekly series, rotational series, I should say. But in the hiatus between Book 3 and Book 4, I didn't really think about this show that much. And I was like, yeah, I'm really excited for it. And it's been really good. It's just one of those shows that's kind of under the radar for me. It's not like I feel like Vox Machina is kind of in that same camp. Like, I'm really looking forward to season 2, but it's not like a show I think about a lot. But it's really fun, just really good. But like the ones I think about a lot are Arcane. I think about Arcane. I mean, Arcane is the one because Arcane's like the GOAT. But Invincible, I think about a fair amount, right? Even Ruby, just because of my long extended history with it, right? Shows like that. But I don't really think about this one a lot. When it was on hiatus, or like Vox Machina, for example. But there's some really fun ones that are getting sequel seasons. Like I said, we're going to be able to cover season 2 of Vox Machina not that far down the line, hopefully, since hopefully I will be consistent now, especially now that I got, this new setup rocking and everything. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to what these last 3 episodes have in store, and just as far as this video is concerned, what season 4 episode 7 has in store, because it looks like we're probably gonna, I don't know, I mean, we're building to some interesting crescendos, because we have the whole situation with Amaya and Janai and Kareem, which could blow up and get crazy in the coming episodes. And then we have the kind of somewhat interwoven stories of the Viren group and the Callum group, where they're all looking for the same thing. They're going to the same place, and now Soren and Claudia are here, and how is this going to go? Is this going to be a conflict situation? Are they going to be potentially somewhat reasonable together? Like, where's this going to go? It's going to be super interesting, and I'm really excited to see it, because I love Soren. I think he's a character that's just grown on me more and more and more over the course of the series, and he's had great character evolution. I think Claudia kind of as well. And their paths have kind of diverged. They've kind of went in opposite directions as far as like their morality and like where they align as like good guys and bad guys and stuff. They've kind of went in opposite directions, but I think they're both really interesting characters, and the dynamic they have as siblings amongst one another. So their individual Soren and Claudia dynamic is something that I've always really enjoyed in the first 3 seasons, and this is the first time we're really getting to explore it in book 4 in this world where Soren and Claudia have distinctively chosen their sides and are, doing very different things now. So it'll be really interesting to see what that kind of evolved dynamic is now that we can explore it in whatever we get, really, in this coming episode. It's going to be really interesting, though, so I'm really excited for it. And I think that's it. I think we're ready to jump into Book 4, Chapter 7 of The Dragon Prince. I know this is like the awkward part where it's like I probably should just cut like this like little transition period where I'm like resetting myself, but it's like, I don't know, for whatever reason I think there's a novelty in not doing a cut, because I don't need to do a cut here. It's kind of funny, so I'm just kind of getting myself all situated and stuff, and you guys can always skip ahead like 30 seconds because it's a YouTube video or whatever if you want, so there isn't really much need. Beneath the Surface is the name of Chapter 7. That sounds interesting. Alright, let's jump into Book 4, Chapter 7 of The Dragon Prince in 3, 2, 1, and play. I'm getting hungry. I'm ready for dinner. But we're going to talk about this episode, of course, before we end the video. Alrighty, that was episode 7 of The Dragon Prince Book 4. That was Beneath the Surface. And, wait, no, Beneath the Surface? Was that Beneath the Surface? I think that was Beneath the Surface. I might be mixing up the episodes, actually. That might have been 6. Yeah, no, it was the Great Gay... Fuck, I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Either way, that was episode 7 of The Dragon Prince, Book 4. That was a really cool episode. It was focused on Claudia and Soren, and we got to get some a chase with them, and then we got to have a few conversations between the two of them, and we got to have Claudia have that conversation where she feels something that we've never seen her really directly express, which is she feels this deep-rooted kind of inferiority of her species, that they were always treated as something lesser, and that kind of is a bit of a more of a deeper driving force behind Claudia and the things that she's decided to do, the things she's tried to do, and that's pretty cool. I think that was kind of a cool kind of little detail, little thing added to her character that we haven't really seen, like I said, expressed yet in the Dragon Prince, and I thought that was really interesting to see. So I definitely did like that. I definitely found that pretty interesting. We also got to see some conversations between Terrestrius, who we now know that's his full name, Terry, and Viren, and they had some pretty cool conversations. They actually bonded a little bit. Viren's starting to approve of his daughter's boyfriend a little bit, and that's kind of fun to see that dynamic growing. I've really been enjoying Terry. He's been a great addition to the Dragon Prince cast as the kind of third with Viren and Claudia. I've been enjoying him a lot. And, I think just the three of them as a trio have a great dynamic that's only getting better the further we go. And this episode was all about the Soren and Claudia stuff, and now we're going to get the Soren and Viren stuff in episode 8. I'm really excited for the finale, because it's kind of crazy to think that we only have 2 episodes left in the season, which we'll be covering next Sunday. So I'm really looking forward to those, but I'm very curious where we're going to leave off, and probably on a big cliffhanger leading into book 5, which hopefully will be, I fully expect book 5 in 2023. I just don't know if it's going to be like mid 2023 or later 2023, but I definitely expect, I think at the latest it'll be like November again. I think at the latest it'll only be a year wait for book 5, and I actually wouldn't be surprised if it's a little less and maybe comes out in like summer of 2023, but whatever the case may be, I'm super into this. I like these dynamics that we're getting to explore with Soren. I think him getting this type of focus of having these big reunions with his sister, and then the horror of finding out that his father is in fact more or less still alive. And what's really interesting is his father is such a different person than who he was the last time that Viren had seen Soren. So how Viren is going to approach this is going to be so interesting, and I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see what they do with that. That's going to be fucking fantastic. So I'm super hyped for that. I think it's going to be awesome. And this has been awesome. Like, this has been a great season that has really recontextualized the Dragon Prince in a lot of ways, because we are kind of starting this second era of the Dragon Prince. We had the time skip. We have different dynamics with the characters, especially Viren. And, we're kind of in this new era of this, where we're building towards an even bigger climax than what we got in book 3. And that's something that's going to take multiple seasons to build up and to the crescendo down the line, which is really exciting. And I kind of really enjoy build up, and I really enjoy this type of thing. I think it's a really interesting, like when I writing, I always find the journey a lot of times more exciting and more interesting than the destination. I feel like the Dragon Prince is at this point where I feel like with the first arc, it really needed to get to its destination. Whereas I feel like with this second arc, I think there's a good chance, no matter how great the destination is, potentially will be, that I'm really going to appreciate the journey of like book 4 and book 5. And like, I think I'm really going to enjoy these seasons quite a bit. And so far book 4 has been great. I'm definitely curious what the last 2 episodes have in store, and especially with Soren and Viren Sauce in episode 8, which is obviously going to happen in episode 8. That's going to be hype as fuck, and then we're going to get some other cool stuff. So I'm really looking forward to what comes next in the Dragon Prince, and I'm sure all of you guys are looking forward to that reaction as well. And then we'll be moving on to some other stuff we have to catch up to, because we got an Inside Job, we got Rick and Morty, and we're gonna have Vox Machina pretty soon. So we got plenty more of these Sunday cartoon catch-up videos to do even after we finish book 4 of the Dragon Prince. So a lot of stuff to look forward to on that front. But I'm definitely looking forward to the season 4 finale. I hope you guys are looking forward to my reaction to the final 2 episodes of season 4. But yeah, I mean, the only other thing that we really have to talk about in this episode was the whole situation with Callum. You know, the big thing that Callum said to Rayla, which is that, hey, if that shit happens again with Aaravos and like I go fucking nuts and I'm like trying to hurt people, trying to kill people, you know, trying to hurt my brother, trying to hurt you, trying to hurt whoever, right? You got to kill me, Rayla. Like you got to promise me that you will do that. And maybe it's really interesting because obviously she didn't agree to it, but it was one of those things where he recognizes the fact that he himself is a threat and he himself can be tempted by him and fall down this path of darkness. And what's so great is, you know, she obviously was like, don't be fucking stupid, right? But I love that led to the scene where we had the Lord of the Rings scene, basically, where he tries to throw the ring in the lava and he can't do it. And obviously it wasn't a ring in this case, but it's the same principle. And it was a really cool moment that showed that for all that he recognizes the dangers and he recognizes the fact that this is a problem and he recognizes that he needs to do everything in his power to separate himself from Aaravos. At the same time, he's so consumed by his interest in magic and his fascination with the world and learning new things and all this stuff that he can't help, but he can't do it. He can't bring himself to destroy something so precious, my precious, in a sense. So it's a really interesting thing, and I think it makes Callum's character like really compelling because he understands the faults and he understands what he has to do, and yet he's so compelled by knowledge and interest in magic that he can't bring himself to do what he knows he has to do. And I think that's a really interesting thing, and it's certainly something that will obviously come into play later, probably not in the season finale, but down the line when it comes to the Dragon Prince. So great episodes, really enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction as well. I had a lot of fun. We didn't really have anything on the whole Kareem and Amaya and why can't I think of her name front. So we don't have to worry about that. But obviously some potentially big stuff could happen with that in the last 2 episodes as well. So there's definitely potential for a lot of interesting things. But the one thing we're definitely getting is Viren and Soren stuff. And of course, the rest of the gang with Callum, Rayla, Ezrin, they're about to go see the big dragon boy and hopefully and try and figure that out, even without a sacrifice. So we'll see how that goes and how that ties into what's going on with Soren, Viren, Terry, and Claudia. So yeah, should be a lot of fun. Should be good. But I think that's going to do it for this video. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those of you who have not yet decided, without any further ado, it is time for me to bid you adieu. But before that, if you want to check out my Patreon, we don't really have anything going on there right now. Like I said, I do plan to have a poll in January on the Patreon and then some other stuff maybe moving forward. But I don't know. There's probably not going to be much there for a while, maybe. I don't know. I might be doing like a bonus video polls or something. I'll have to try and come up with some ideas as far as what I could do polls for. That might be interesting. But yeah, I mean, but if you want to support the channel just in general, that's the main reason you should, if you have any interest, is just to help me do this stuff. Yeah, obviously my Discord server down below in the description. Haven't really been on there a lot lately, but hopefully pretty soon I'll be back on there more often. But anyways, Flamin' Shark signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day, and I'll see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.